Doing today, hi Michaelis.
I'm fine, and you, Cormac?
Good. I saw your new camera, your new videos had the brightness
Yeah,
there. You
it's
could
now I'm
fix the
using the
problem.
same setup for the videos.
Mm,
So actually, what I'm doing, I'm using my cell phone camera here.
okay.
So I connected via Bluetooth on the my laptop. There's an app called Smart something. I don't know for Motorola cell phones, and then
Okay.
can connect the camera to my laptop.
Okay.
And then
Good.
I just put on a tripod here, and then
Yeah,
I
tripod makes
can
it better as
use
well.
the cell phone camera. And also, my brother gave me a better microphone.
Ah, okay, good. Okay. Actually, I didn't notice the problem with the microphone. I can't tell. I couldn't tell last time. I mean, maybe when your
Yeah,
Portuguese speakers who are listening probably hears the better sound.
yeah, yeah. The only thing about this microphone is that I have to be a little bit close to it so it can capture better the sound of it. But
Mm.
it's so good when it comes to canceling external noise.
That's a great idea, yeah, because if you have those dogs behind you, right, your neighbor's dog.
Yeah.
Right now, I have some guy mowing the grass outside. It's really annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very good because when they start to howl, the microphone doesn't capture the sound of it, so it's just purely my voice.
okay, yeah, that's good. But those things make a difference. We just forget it's the small things count. Again, no one will listen to
Yeah,
your content if you're in a dark room. People don't want to see you. It just looks bad.
yeah,
You need to
yeah,
have the
yeah,
brightness. Okay, it
yeah.
works.
And it was great because I made some other videos that got some a little more views, than usual. But I think it really depends on the topic I'm talking
Well,
about.
true. Exactly. It goes on the topic. Again, I see you're writing about Bitcoin more so, but that's a problem
Yeah,
too. Because after a while you're only getting people who like
yeah,
Bitcoin, and then there's so many videos on Bitcoin, you're going to run out of topic, and people like things that are new and entertaining, and then it gets old. It won't get there. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's right.
I don't know.
Uh, like we spoke about last class, I was thinking about speaking about books, trying to make some references to Bitcoin because it's getting a lot of views nowadays. It's actually very high on Google Trends. I searched it up, like you said, and you can filter by search on the only on YouTube.
Yeah, or even in Brazil, you can switch the country as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And you can see by filter by key topics. And Bitcoin is very high actually. Perhaps that's why they got some a little more views than usual. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
can also talk about gold because gold and Bitcoin
Yeah,
will be in the same
yeah,
camp. Or maybe devaluation of the dollar is something interesting too. So there was something, but you can look at other people's websites and get ideas. So like I saw on Wall Street Journal YouTube chat or on their YouTube channel, they'll talk about the debt in America is getting higher and higher, and they won't be able to pay it back, and that's why
yeah,
people don't want the dollar anymore. But you could talk about that. It's a topic to put in the
yeah,
same
sure,
thing. But
sure.
I don't know when you run out of ideas. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm already running out of ideas, because, for example, yesterday I tried to talk more about health and lifestyle and stuff,
Okay, I
and try
didn't
to
see
make
it.
a relation with Bitcoin. But it's hard to get some new ideas. Besides, for example, I see that a lot of channels try to read news from here in Brazil, for example, like that uh, ENSS scandal, or perhaps that comedian that is going to be arrested, for making dark jokes. Have
Oh
you seen
right,
about?
wait! I saw something now on YouTube, or not on YouTube, it was on Instagram, but I didn't click on it. That's weird. Arresting him for making jokes. That's insane.
Yeah, they what I've understood about it is that he made dark jokes about some minority groups, like black people,
Yeah,
some
but people
people.
do that in America. I mean, that's fine because people mock themselves. He can mock
Yeah,
himself too, and mocking another. That's fun. But the main guy in America is a black guy, and he mocks everything. And I can't remember the name of the guy, but he gets away with it because he's probably black. But if a white person mocked the black person, wouldn't be allowed.
yes,
But the black person mocked the white person can be allowed. But he's kind of offensive, but he's kind of funny. But if it's in the context of joking, then it's okay. Then it's not racism. Then you know he's
Yeah.
joking immediately. That's not a
And
politician saying something rude.
yeah, and he made a show that was specifically for making dark jokes, about specifically about minority groups. And then
But all
I
groups
believe,
are minorities in Brazil.
yeah,
That's what's
and
hilarious. You're a German person, right? You're German, you very white, so you can be mocked for being too white in Brazil because
yeah,
people tell me all the time I'm too white.
yeah, yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
right.
but you can't tell someone they're too black.
Yeah, that's
What?
right. Yeah,
But
and then he got sentenced for 8 years of prison
that
plus, I
is
believe,
that's absolutely absurdly insane.
and
That's
more than 1 million reais of
that's
fine.
insane. Okay, that's just fascism then. Who's ever doing that is a fascist or intolerant and extreme. You're allowed to make jokes. If he's doing it in the context of making jokes about everything, it's fine.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah,
stupid.
and it is about everything because if you see the show, he made jokes not only about black people, but about also how do you say handicapped people.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. But people do that in America as well. They mock everything. And why comedy became popular was because it was edgy. You were on the edge of what's funny and what's offensive. But again, you'll notice that in certain respects, you can mock religion, but you can't mock certain religions. So if you mock
Yeah,
Christianity, it's fine, but you can't mock maybe Islam or you can't mock what are the native religions of Brazil? You can't do that. So there's double standard. You can mock men who are machista, but you can't mock a woman. There's a double standards of comedy, which I
yeah,
don't like because you can see it. It's very so to me, it's either everything or nothing. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I would enjoy his humor either, because I find it. I think some comedians are intelligent and make intelligent observations, but I actually don't like comedians. I find them quite boring. Because why I find them boring is because I like things that are funny that happen in the moment and are not just someone thinking about it. You know, because if someone has to write about it or thinking really hard, and I don't find that funny because it's not natural. You know, so
yeah,
I actually don't enjoy comedians, but I enjoy like something silly happening on the street. You know, when you're joking with your friends and you naturally laugh. You know, did you freeze? No, you froze. Oh yeah, you froze.
yeah. It came back. Now it came back. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you were saying about comedians that you dislike comedians.
No, I don't really like them. I don't enjoy them. Like, I know they're making funny observations. Like, I enjoy watching Seinfeld or something that makes the funny observations. I might laugh. But since I
Sure.
know it's scripted, when everything's scripted, comedians are scripted. They write their things first. It's not funny because it's not in the moment. And I like things that are in the moment, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. For example, that one guy MC Pose do Rodo, that is basically uh, a musician that makes funk musics here in Brazil, and he's very connected to the factions on Rio de Janeiro. So he makes apology in his musics about the factions. There are even some cases that he was connected to, directly connected to the some
No,
crimes of the
Regalia.
factions,
Okay.
and then he got sentenced, and then after I believe 5 days, he already got released.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, though, because it was something about lavagem de dinero. I can't remember the word in English. Washing money. What's the word did we say? Fini money. I can't remember in English. Yeah, but they were saying that a lot of the gangs use these wealthy, successful people to hide their illegal money. Right? They'll make it. They clean the money. It's called what's the
Oh
word in
yes,
English?
laundering.
Lavagem de dinero import laundering, money laundering. Yeah, that's the word. I kept saying lavagem. You got the word in English for me. I couldn't think of the word in English. Yeah,
You're
money
thinking in
laundering.
Portuguese.
Yeah,
You're thinking in Portuguese.
yeah, thinking in Portuguese. But that's what they do in Brazil. They use famous people, and it was done so
Yeah,
many times with influencers. So I wouldn't be surprised if he caught with money laundering. Um, he mightn't commit the main
perhaps that's
crimes, but hides it.
probably it. It's complicated because here in Brazil, the factions, the criminal factions, are not yet considered uh, terrorist groups. Because I believe that internationally, factions with the same proportion as the factions here in Brazil are considered terrorist groups. But here in Brazil, they are not. And if I'm not mistaken, even the U.S. were pressuring Brazil to start considering then terrorist groups, so they can pose more how do you say, harsh. Uh,
Sentences. Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
agree. There's a problem. I think there was some problem with that. What was it? I remember in Mexico, if they label it a terrorist state, if the United States label Mexico a terrorist state, all the Mexicans can say that they're refugees, and then they'll all have rights to live in America. So they
Mhm.
said they can't label them as a failed state or a terrorist state, something like
Yeah.
that. But I think Mexico is. I think Mexico has proven itself to be a narco state, a narco country. It,
State.
like the way Colombia was in the past. Colombia isn't now, but Colombia still has lots of problems. But it is a narco state. It shows 1 in 5 jobs in Mexico are created by the cartels, and the president is not insane. 1 in 5 jobs,
Wow.
and it's also saying the president doesn't want anything to do with it. The current government are just insane. They want to pretend to be nice, and they're working
Yeah.
with the cartels, kind of, or they just ignore the cartels or something because Mexico City's safe, but that doesn't mean the rest of Mexico is. Yeah, it's really stupid. I don't get these
Yeah.
countries at all. Maybe because they know there's money involved. Everyone's involved in it.
Yeah. Here in Brazil, people also say that here is almost like a narc state, you know.
I don't agree
So
with Brazil being a narco state, but the Brazil is. I don't think of the. You do have problems with the main 2 gangs, but I don't think it's a narco state. If it was a real narco state, then all the politicians would be involved with drugs, and I even don't think PL and PT are involved with drugs. They might get
yeah,
some people. You understand?
it's hard because you have the relationship of some political members with the factions, you know.
I'm
For
sure they
example,
do.
here in São Paulo, you know about the Cracolândia, you know, right?
Yeah, I have seen it plenty of times. I
So
walked through it.
yeah, I've passed through it someday. It's just like Walking Dead, you know. It's very
It's
bizarre.
insane. Yeah.
And there are some theories that the PCC, the faction that commands here in São Paulo, actually they move the group of Cracolândia to some places to lower down the rent of
Oh, we
the
didn't hear
houses
this.
around, so they
Interesting.
can buy when the group is around that neighborhood, and
Interesting.
because the rent is very low, because nobody wants to live there, you know, because of the
The
the,
drug addicts.
the
Yeah,
people. Yeah,
I understand. That's a great idea. They're so smart. I never
and
thought
then they
about that.
move to the group to another place, and the rent starts to go up after them, and they sell it in a very much higher price, you know.
Interesting. Okay, that's
So that's
interesting.
a very nice theory. I do believe that's happening now because
Well,
the
people are
group
smart.
in Trucklange already moved to another place. You know, they actually disappeared. Nobody knows where they are now. You know.
That's because they were kicked off. I don't know what happened. I've seen it plenty of time where they move them around Sao Paulo and they get rid of them from one area and then they move to another area and everyone starts complaining because they're saying, I
Yeah,
can't have them here. They're going to the toilet on my street. No one wants to shop here. And then the police have to move them back
yeah,
to
it's very
the
disgusting.
Cracolandia area. I've seen it because I used to go to Sao Paulo all the time. So I was right next to Cracolandia. We used to buy sunglasses in the center of Sao Paulo and we used to park near Cracolandia. So that place, the what you call it, the Station of Light, the Estação de
Yeah,
Luz, and
Estação da Luz.
and then you
Yes,
have Cracolandia was near there, and same with the park. I don't know if it's a park. It's called the Park of Lewis. I don't remember, but I'd go there with my
yeah,
wife.
just next to the Pinacoteca, right?
Yeah, right next to that. So I used to go
Yeah,
to the park with my wife sometimes because like it's so fascinating. I used to love looking at the people. And some guy came up to us and he like takes out a phone, then he takes out another phone, and then he takes out another phone and another one. I was like, that guy. I was like to my wife, he got 4 phones. Why the hell does he have 4 phones? You think he robbed them all? She's like,
because he
yeah,
stole all
probably.
of them.
Yeah, and then another day I was in the bathroom and I came out. My wife was waiting for me, and she goes, "Shh, shh, I'm listening to this conversation." It's like, "Why? What's happening?" She goes, "This woman's a prostitute, and this old guy's trying to pay her some money. He's trying to arrange the price." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah, yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah,
They're
but
all same
uh,
people.
and it actually is much better now in the downtown. Just right to Luz, you know, Bom Retiro, those
I've been there
neighborhoods
in ages. I've
are
never
much
been there.
better now because I don't know. For example, like I said, nobody knows where the people from Cracolândia went. They've just disappeared, you know. And actually, those homeless people, all the drug addicts, are much lesser now in that region. So
Okay, that's good. I
it's much
suppose, but I don't
safer.
know where they went. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
me
used to go
too.
there all the time with my wife. We used to go to Sao Paulo once every month. So we stopped
Yeah,
maybe 4 or 5 years ago because my wife changed her job to voiceover artist. Actually, she did both. So we used to go together all the time. So I actually enjoyed it. Once a month, I go into Sao Paulo, once every 2 months, and we'd see everything because it's kind of chaotic. But then we kind of realized, yeah, it's not so nice either. It's kind of ugly parts of Sao Paulo is that region.
yeah,
Now, when I go to Sao Paulo, I just go to my wife's friend's house or something like that, which is a nicer part of Sao Paulo.
yeah,
But, yeah, it's nice to go in and out. We have to find things to see, though.
yeah,
I can't remember. Oh, you were talking about corruption. Yeah, and I think you see that as well in certain cities in the north of Brazil. The politicians are related to
oh
gangs.
yes,
I, I
very
don't.
related to
I
corruption.
don't think. I
Like
believe
in
that to be
yeah,
here.
um, what I've heard from other people is that, for example, like in Bahia, it's one of the most corrupted states here in Brazil. Because
Okay.
for example, there were some. It went viral on social media that people could not take photos like doing signals with their hands like this,
Right. Yeah,
even
I
even
remember
like
that.
thumbs up. Like this, like pointing to
Yeah.
God or something that were
All
gang
gang
signs.
symbols. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I
It's
saw that, but I
crazy.
don't know. I don't know because you have to investigate all these areas and see who's involved, and I think that's really hard. I think you need this, and cyber security is a job that everyone needs. That's what I realized. For a job listing, cybersecurity is up there as like the top three
Yeah,
jobs that people look for because people can't do it. But it's not just cybersecurity though. It would be like a cyber detective in hacking into these people to see who's corrupt.
yeah,
Also, I do think he was very corrupt because I remember saying if you look at politically, he was in one of the most corrupt cities. But they have lots of gangs, so I'm going to say they have lots of gangs. But it seems politically it's corrupt on the other side.
yeah.
Um,
People say that Rio is almost like a cyberpunk, that game from
yeah, I like cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is
yeah.
fun,
So it's a complete dystopia.
dystopian. Well, it's wealthy, but I don't know which places are worse. Have you ever watched documentaries or read stuff about Colombia? I remember that's the most
Oh
crazy
yeah,
one because even if you watch Narcos, the TV show Narcos,
oh
I don't know
yeah,
if you watch Narcos, but
yeah,
what's so crazy about Colombia is that there's not like just one war. There's like three wars going on. So, or four, you
yeah,
could possibly say, because you have the narco gangs killing everyone and control, so it's a narco state. But then you have the militias who are right wing and they're killing everyone. And then
mm-hmm.
on the left wing, you had communist groups. So you have like two extreme political factions fighting each other and the narcos fighting, gangs fighting each other. And then you might get a
Yeah,
normal government in between. So there's like four different groups kind of at war with each other in Colombia. So it was really
yeah,
insane. I remember not just narcos, because I read a book I remember reading about Colombia. And I was like, this is so insane. I can't even understand this.
yeah. Here in Brazil, it's not like this. Like many wars happening between the faction groups. I believe that even the faction groups are connected somewhat. Some
Of
way.
course they are. They are because they're smaller groups and they want to make alliances with other groups to attack others. Also in Heal, they had a militia. That's something else they had. So they had a
Oh
because
yes, that's right.
they got sick of gangs. So the militias will be just ordinary business people coming together to kill the gangs, which I understand. I mean, initially when you're from Ireland, I don't understand. I'm like, why are they killing the people? Why are they killing these people? But I kind of understand that the gangs are robbing them all the time, so they get sick of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of insane.
yeah,
Anyway, lucky you're born in Sao Paulo.
yeah. Actually,
But
I'm a nice place here in São Paulo, for example.
what is your What's the name of your area? I know you said your district is Zona
The name
Norte.
is called Freguesia do Ó.
My God, I have no idea. I never heard of this place.
Freguesia do Ó.
My
I
God,
don't know what would be.
the O. Why is it O? What
Oh,
does that mean
I,
what does
I
that
don't
mean in
know. I
English?
really don't know.
Parish. It's like the parish of O. Okay, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
it's literally this name. Freguesia. I don't know what would be the word parish.
It is parish. Yeah, that's what comes up as
What
parish.
does
That's
it
what we
mean
do.
parish?
Parish means so. Okay, so well, you don't know this word. We divide in Ireland. We're divided into parishes because Ireland is a Catholic country. So a parish is a word for like a Catholic district.
Oh
That's what a
yeah.
parish would be. So it's a Catholic district, and that's how Ireland is actually divided up. We don't actually say districts. We say parishes.
Oh wow. I didn't know about that.
And usually our church, like if where I grew up, we had our parish, and our church was this church, not the other church. We were supposed to go to this church instead of the other church, but that church was further away. The church in our parish was actually further away, so we used to go to the other church, but it was our parish church.
Mm-hmm.
So it had to do with
Wow.
Catholicism, districts in Catholicism. But I have no idea of all other than make this sound weird.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's about that saint, Nossa Senhora.
Which one? There's loads.
But I don't know about the story. Why it would be the O? But Nossa Senhora do O. Yeah, it's
Okay,
actually
you're
about,
right next to the main road as well. Okay.
is actually about that. But I don't know why. What's the story about this O?
Yeah, I don't, you
Would
know,
have.
it's funny. I probably come in that direction, so maybe I go by your house because I come down by Banderanches, and on the way back we
Oh
pass.
yes,
I must pass by your area all the time, yeah. Because when I'm
yes.
leaving Sao Paulo, entering
to-
Sao Paulo, we always go by that area. Oh yeah, it's a smaller
Yes.
district. Wow, it's really smaller district.
Yeah,
Wow,
it is actually
there's only a
very
few
small.
roads. Which
Yes.
one are you on? Are you on Antonetta Lilau? There's a bigger road.
No, no, no. It's not that one. It's the main one that I text you. No,
I'm gonna click on the street. If I click on the street, I can go in it. Oh no, I can't go in it because I'm not on Google Maps. Okay, 1 second. I like spying. When people tell me where they're from, I go, I know where you're from. There was some girl, she showed me where she was from. And she goes, this is my street. And I looked up, she goes, oh no, don't look at it. It's a favela. It's a favela.
yeah,
She was from Campo Limpo. And I was like, oh yeah, I see.
yeah. There are some favelas next to it. Mainly when you come to Brasilândia, that's the biggest favela around here, and it's
Okay.
like going a little bit down. No, it wouldn't be down south. It would be going north to it. There's the huge favelas, but that would be another neighborhood.
Yeah, I can see your neighborhood now. Yeah, I see the church in the little park. Okay.
Yeah, the Church of the Matriz. Yes, is very famous actually. But actually, I
Okay.
never got inside of it, because most of the time since I was
Oh,
a child, it was the on maintenance,
oh,
the
really?
church.
Okay, so it never opened. That's weird.
Yeah, yeah, for a very long time actually, and I never been inside there.
Really? And it's next to you. And I thought, and you were Catholic as well, so I would have went into that church.
Yes, I am, but near my house we have two churches here. Like,
Oh, there's another one in your house. Okay, there's probably one
yeah,
that's nearer. Okay.
yeah. There's the one I've or how would you say the word catechist, catechis, catechizado? What would be in English? I don't know really.
Catechized. Yeah, when you get
Catechized.
your
Yeah,
Holy
catechized. That's
Communion,
right.
we'll say, and baptized. Yeah. Okay, I see your district. It is really small. There's not even that many big.
Yeah,
There's
it is.
a lot of little houses there. Do you live in a house? Did you say, or an apartment? I
Yeah,
don't
it's
remember.
it's in a house. It's in a house. Here we don't have many apartments.
That's what I mean. I only seen a few apartment blocks, and I can
There are
see
a few
it's on a.
apartments when
Oh,
you
okay.
move
It's kind of
towards the
nice
house.
too. I can see because you're up on a hill. You can see Sao Paulo as well.
Yeah,
Okay, the
yeah,
whole city view. Okay.
yeah. We have a lot of hills actually here on Freguesia. That's something that really makes you tired when you go to places buy food, because uh, everything here is just hills going up or going down. So it's very different when you compare it to other neighborhoods like Lapa, Pinheiros, any other parish.
Okay. Yeah. No. Where I'm from, it's all hills, and where I grew up, it was all just hills as well. Because Ireland's just full of rolling hills.
Yeah.
Okay. It's nice. Well, it's not nice. It's okay. I don't know if it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yeah, Sao Paulo isn't really nice to me, especially when you see the graffiti on the walls. I see that too, graffiti in
Yeah,
all the buildings.
it's reasonable. It's very reasonable.
How about at nighttime? Is it dangerous to walk out at nighttime?
No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You don't want to go mess around the streets at nighttime.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but sometime when I was coming back from the gym, some two guys on a motorcycle,
Yeah,
how to
robbed
say,
you.
just came at me, point again at my head, and they asked for my phone. And when I was going to tell him the password that he asked me for, he just whispered something to the one that was piloting, that was driving the motorcycle, and they've just uh, they've just shouted like, go go go, like, let's go, let's move
Nothing
out,
worth the steal. Yeah, they probably knew
and
you
they
were.
just uh, the guy that took my phone just gave it back to me. I don't know why. What I felt at the moment was
Well, you
that
don't look rich, maybe.
no, because it was a very simple phone. It was a Motorola, a very old one that I had, and it was worth like not even 600 reais. It was very cheap, and it also had have a lot of shatters. The screen were very shattered, and he just gave it back to me, my phone, and I believe that because I believe he recognized me from somewhere else,
You have to find
but
out who he
I
is.
don't know why. But
Okay.
it was a experience.
Okay. I can show you. I'm going to share my screen with you. I can show you where I live, or my parents' house. They're older houses though, so they don't look so nice. I'm going to find the house. Okay.
Okay,
1 second. Okay. I'm going to copy and Google Maps into the chat, and then you can see.
okay.
Oh wow, that's so long. Or maybe you can click on it. Click on it. Yeah, yeah. You
What?
can still click on it.
Oh wow, that looks nice.
Well, I don't like those houses because they're older. They're from the 70s, but they're gray. They're kind of gray and gloomy, but they're
Are they big?
organized. Yeah, actually, my parents' house is big because since it's an older house, back in the
They do
1970s,
like very big.
they were. So there's 5 bedrooms in my parents' house. But, well, actually, it used to be shorter. The house, there was an extension. My parents built an extension on.
Oh wow.
But, in Ireland, the houses were organized. So every 70 houses were the same in this district. And then my parents made it bigger, we'll say. But at that time in
Yeah,
Ireland, it was a poor country, but people kind of could have bigger houses in the 1970s. Nowadays, the houses are all smaller. Like there'll be 3 bedrooms in a house, you can't build onto them, and the rooms will all be smaller. But back
yeah,
then they were big. But that's an old picture too. That's from 2009. So there's no hedge anymore. There's a fence. There's like a bench and everything. So my sister made it look nicer. But that's what
yeah,
it looks like
yeah. But
now
it do looks nice. It looks like those old houses, like you said, from the 70s, 80s. But
in
they do
Ireland,
look
though.
like very, like really big.
I'm going to show you another picture. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll get rid of. I'll share my screen. Actually, it's just be easier.
Okay.
So these are the newer houses. So these might have been maybe less than
Oh,
20
okay.
years ago. So can you see they look a bit nicer? They got more color to them, you know?
But they're same. They have the same architecture, or not?
Similar. Well, there's probably somewhat well, these ones are different, I can see, but some of them have a similar style. They'll have, you go in the front door, there'll be a stairs on the right side, a hall, then there'll be the sitting room, and the kitchen's always in the back. That's a
Yeah.
style all over Ireland. They have the same style. But these houses were built maybe, I don't know, maybe they were like 20 years ago or so. But as you can
Hmm.
see where I live, it's very open, it's
Yeah, it
quite
is.
open and it's safe because we don't think about criminals. We don't think about people
Yeah, you
robbing.
don't have to worry about that. It's very different from here in Brazil because when you see, for example, on my street, here the houses are very closed. The street is very closed. They're not like open to everyone like that because even the gates of the houses, it's very open. You can see very well the structure of the house. What's inside a little bit, the
Yeah,
people. You see, it's very open.
yeah,
Here in
it's very
Brazil,
open.
it's very
And
different. It's not like that at
no, not
all.
at all. And this one's actually this housing estate was a poorer one. This one's considered because I used to go to school there. This is my primary school. That was my primary school I went to. And this
Yeah.
housing estate always had the kids that were bad. Isn't it
Yeah.
really weird? Even as a kid, you knew it. And the people who lived in this housing estate always had the stronger accents. So they were the kids who they kind of spoke like this, and they would say me mom and me dad, me mom and me dad, but everyone else would say mom and dad, and they would say me mom and me dad. And it's like, oh, why do
Well,
they speak different? But our parents never tell us. We just kind of, as kids, you kind of just realize there's something different, and then those kids always hang around with each other, and the other kids who speak properly hang around with each other.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
just funny.
I will show my screen to you here in my street.
I'll
Uh,
take. Yeah, I have to take off the screen before you can share your screen. Yeah, there you go. Now you can do it.
Let me now share my screen. So you can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I just clicked on it.
So okay, now though,
Ooh,
so this is my
Emmanuel.
street. So you can see that the houses are very close. It's not
Yeah,
like
that's common in Brazil.
open to the public. There is the very big gate, and
Yeah,
you
it's prison. That's why I was saying Brazil. The houses look like prisons.
look like prison. Yeah, because you have the very big gate. The and you cannot see so much inside of the house. The structure of it. You don't know if it's very big. If it
Yeah.
goes way around to the
Yeah, you
uh,
never know. It's a surprise. All Brazilian houses are a surprise to
all
me.
the houses are like this.
Yeah, but the inside is different. I don't know where your kitchen is, or your sitting room is, or your bedroom is. Are
Yeah,
they
that's
bright
right.
or dark? I
That's
never
actually
know in Brazil. It's
that's
always
actually
different.
the idea. All the houses are like this. If you
Mhm.
any other houses uh, are not like this. There's a house. I won't remember where it is. Perhaps it's like this. That is. I've always tried to. Uh, I went there with my parents. That they showed to me that the house is very open because there's some.
It's probably been robbed
Uh,
100 times.
yeah, perhaps they did. I think it's this one. No, actually not. Um, you see, even all the houses look very similar.
It's funny, they're similar
Oh,
but different.
this one right here. You can see that because of the floors are more uh, visible.
Yeah,
You have
that's a
this
really unusual house.
this
That's a house.
glass here. But
That's more like a
like you
factory or
said about
something.
the gate, the very big gate.
Yeah, very big gate is in front of everything. Yeah, it's what makes his houses ugly, unfortunately, those big gates. I don't know how to make them nicer. Sometimes in Brazil, things need to be just painted, but it just looks a bit messy. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's about the culture here in Brazil. You cannot have a very visible home.
No.
Actually, there's a place here, a very nice one, that has some very nice houses that I always try to go to. Oh yeah, this street here.
I do like that when it's open like that. It just looks nicer when I
You
see it.
see,
Like in India Tube as well. I
this
told my
part is
wife,
very different.
oh,
These
that's
houses
really
are very
nice.
different.
Yeah,
I
that's a
love
different.
these houses
Yeah,
because
it's a nice style.
they are really beautiful and they're very different from
But you
the
can see the house. That's why you can
other
visibly see
houses.
the house. You see the whole structure and the fence. That's what
Yeah,
makes it
this
look
one
nice.
here. This one's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice
You can
too.
see
And
the house. There isn't that very big gate. It's more visible.
they need to
But
have cameras. They need to have cameras everywhere. Or electric fences
yeah,
outside the
yeah,
house.
sure. Uh, this place here, those streets are very nice. They're very expensive houses, but when it
They
comes
must
to
have
the safety
vigilantes.
here,
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it.
But I mean, if you were a criminal and saw that really, again, you see it's a
And we
really
have the
nice
church
house
here.
and there's no security, then you're going to rob it.
Yeah,
you know?
there's a church here. You go
Yeah.
inside of it. There is a church. It's actually very. It's not updated. It's from 2023. So there's actually a school here right now. But as I told you, like the houses are very similar. When it comes to the gate, the visibility of the insides of the house, and that comes from the culture. From
Yeah.
the
Oh, I can see that area, I think. There's an area just outside your area where everything looks a bit greener. Uh,
yeah.
I don't know. It's another place. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, it's terrible. But again, it's big cities are like that. Ireland was always safer. Um, than other
Yeah.
places. So that's why. But actually, European countries in general are kind of like that. I can show you something else in our area. It's kind of weird because oh, I can't click on it. I can't click. No, I can't click.
Mm.
It's weird. But my city was it's a suburb. So Glanmire, where I grew up, was a suburb of Cork. So for that reason,
Yeah.
there was no town. So this became a very new modern area. So they made it like an American type of town. So if you see this screen I shared with you, this is actually our shopping district in my area, but it looks like nothing else in Ireland. So all these things were built maybe 20 years ago, we'll say.
Yeah.
So it was all kind of modern 20 years ago. So look, it's built for cars and built for parking. Oh, there you
Sure.
go. You can move. So it's very easy to go around and get everything in this area. But I actually don't like this style, even though it's very
Yeah,
convenient.
it's not nice, you know.
It's not. It's modern style, and it doesn't have the charm of a town center. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the main supermarket. As
Yeah.
you would say, how'd you say this? Let me see if you say it correctly.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
says,
see.
yeah, but how do you say this name?
Ryan's of
Oh, you do say Ryan's. Okay, yeah. I was just saying
Ryan's
Brazil.
of
In
Vampire.
in Brazil, you say Rian, right? Rian.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said Ryan because of the Y, you know.
Okay, you know how to pronounce it. Yeah, but it's very convenient where I live. It's just not. It's not old. So if you see the old towns in Ireland, they're far more charming. They're like old-fashioned
Yeah.
streets. I can't find one. I can find an old town street if I want to, but I'll have to find a. So you look. You
Yeah.
can see
It's
if you
actually
look.
from 2010. The images from there.
Yeah, but if you see the map as well, can you see the map from above? How
Yeah.
organized it is. You can see how
Yes.
neat and everything is organized is.
Satellite.
But that's because it's a suburb. Okay, so I'm from the suburbs, and in Brazil you say the suburbs are favelas, but in Ireland the suburbs are generally organized and cleaner than everywhere else.
Yeah.
Um, but if you go to Ireland, if you go outside the city, the towns might just look really rural. So I'm going to show this town. I'm guessing this one looks kind of rural. I don't know if they've done it up or not. But the main streets in Ireland and small towns are like this.
Okay.
Actually, those ones look kind of more modern. Actually, those
Especially
ones
more
are modern.
updated, the images from 2022.
Yeah, but even the houses are updated. I think those houses they modernized. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're not the old-fashioned ones. So these would be the old-fashioned ones, kind of like this,
Yeah.
like that. They're kind
Wow.
of cool. But when you leave the city, when you leave the Cork city, everywhere's small. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like small rural towns like this, and it's full of caipiras. But it's safe too. It's safe to go to all these places. The main place is the pub.
Yeah, it looks very safe, you know. Like we said about the houses, the style of the architecture are very nice actually. It's more visible. It's not like very closed.
No,
And
I
I
can.
believe that that comes from the culture, you know. If you have a culture of criminality, the house tends to be more closed. Gotham.
God, yeah, like God, I'm saying this is actually where my mom's from, and this is where all my cousins are from. So I was
Yeah.
trying to find. I was trying to find where they're from. Actually, they're from this little street. They're from the boundary. They're two counties. Like you have your states in Brazil, we have our counties in Ireland. So our counties are really important in Ireland because if we say where we're from, we say I'm from County Cork, or you're from County Carlow, or from County
Oh
Kildare.
yes.
So
Yes.
that's how it works in Ireland. But this is where my mum is from. See, and it's middle of nowhere. Look, my mum grew
Okay.
up
Wow.
here in the country. So this is my uncle's house. My uncle and aunt live here. And this is my
Okay.
uncle. It's my uncle's factory. It's Cal's Kitchens. It's
Oh,
called
nice.
Cal's Kitchens. It's my mum's surname. And this used to be my grandmother's house, but it was real. But when I say this, my mum didn't grow up in this house. When my mum was a kid, it was like a little cottage, and it was really poor, and they didn't have proper running water, and they didn't have a proper bathroom. And then they destroyed the house and rebuilt this house, and that's where I used to go there
Yeah.
all the time. But it was quite nice because it's in the countryside, but there's nothing to do. So you go out here and there was never anything here to do. And that was my grandmother's house, and this is my uncle's factory. This was a field as well before. And I got another uncle and aunt who live in here. So when I used to go to my cousin's house, I was going to see, when I went to my granny's house, I could go to my cousin's house on either side of her house they lived. But
Yeah.
they got
Only
the land for, they got the land for free. They got the land for free because at the time,
yeah.
rich English people owned the land. We used to have English lords, okay? So when Ireland was a colony, the
Okay.
rich people were English and the poor people were Irish. The Protestants were wealthy and the Catholics were poor. But my great granddad asked this English lord, he was a captain in the English army, for the land. And he gave him all this big stretch of
Wow.
land. So my grandmother owned all that land. So she gave the land to my uncle and aunt on one side and gave it to my other uncle and aunt on the other side. So
Okay.
that's why they
Oh
all
wow,
lived there.
it's a nice story.
Yeah,
Wow,
good land.
it looks very nice. You very a very calm place. A very
Yeah, it was camp. It was always camp. But there's nothing to do. When I used to go to my grandma, I said, what the hell do you do? There's nothing here. There's not even a shop. There's
yeah
not even a shop. You know, you had to go like 4 or 5 kilometers to get to the town, we'll say.
yeah.
So
That is bad. That
how
is
about
something.
with your dad? Did your dad buy his house or did he have to build it
No,
himself? How
actually,
was it?
the my house here it's very old. You know, it's from my grandparents when they come from Germany.
Oh,
They've
okay.
already
Wow.
bought the place here, so we've always been on the family.
Oh, well, that's how come your dad got it? Maybe they were fighting with his brothers and sisters. It's mine. I'm the oldest. I get the
Yeah,
house.
actually, my father did not have any brothers or sisters. You know, he's a
Hmm. Only child.
what?
Only child, we say.
Only child. Yes, that's right.
Okay, that would have been
Uh,
rare in Brazil. Okay.
yeah, and but he had a lot of cousins. You know, I don't know what's the situation of the house. If it's truly uh, only only him have the right to the house, or even
Oh yeah, because that's so
other
controversial.
descendants have the also some rights. You know, but it's complicated because
It can be. People fight over this. Heritage is something that causes the most arguments in families. Did you know that?
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I can tell you with my grandmother's house. My grandmother owned all the land, but as
Oh
you can
wow,
see, my uncle. It wasn't my granddad's land. It was my grandmother's land. So, but my uncle took all the land. So this is my uncle's
yeah.
factory. This my uncle took this land as well because my cousin used to train horses. There's no horses there now. That's why I was looking. It looks ruined now, but it was full of
Yeah.
horse. It was full of horses before. He used to train horses, and
Hmm.
he took the house. My uncle took the house and gave it to his son. But it's really crazy. I don't know what happened. So somehow my uncle was able to get the house, all this land, he just took for himself. Even though, so my mom has a brother and 2 sisters. One sister got the land at the very top, but my uncle took everything else. And when my
Oh
grandmother
wow,
died, he got my grandmother to give the house in the will. So my mom got nothing, and my mom's other
wow,
sister got nothing, and he took everything. So he was really, really greedy and just took it for himself. And they were like, okay. But my mom didn't care because my mom, she's a type of Kaipira and she doesn't care about money. She goes, oh, I don't
yeah,
care. Why would I want the land? But the problem is land is really
yeah,
expensive and costs money. And why should he get it? It's not really fair that he gets everything. He got the house, which is the most expensive, but he got like 3/4 of the land. And it's like, well, why? He should pay you. Um, but my friend did something. My best friend did something terrible too. My best friend is kind of really like this with money. Like he has to get it. He was jealous of other people getting money. He wouldn't relax. So I wouldn't tell him if I got something. But a
wow.
while ago, he found out his parents had some debt that they had to pay back, and they didn't pay
Oh
it back.
really?
So when he found out his parents had the debt, he said he'd pay the debt as long as they signed over the house to him when they died. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay,
they signed
okay.
the house over to him and they signed it, but he bought the house, their house. That's what he actually did.
Yeah.
But what was really crazy was that his sister happened to be visiting from America, and there was something in the newspaper about someone buying the house in Glanmire or in my housing estate in Brookville, and she saw it and she was like, "What's going on here?" It's like, "This is our house. Who bought our house?" And then her mom had to say that her brother got the house, and then she exploded with rage. She's like, "What you mean he got the house? This is our inheritance. We're supposed to get the house. Is supposed to be split 3 ways, right? You get 3 people get the house, not
Oh,
You know what I mean? And it was not like, but he just took the house for himself. So he was going to make, the house might be worth 350,000 euro or something like this. So he paid the parents' debt, which was around 60,000, but he was going to get the whole house.
Oh,
And
wow.
the sisters were angry because they'll say, I deserve 100,000 or something out of the house when it gets sold. Yeah, crazy. But anyway, he didn't change his mind. My friend was like, it's mine. My parents gave it to me. But they said it's really bad what he's doing. It's just being greedy.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think he's been greedy too. But both his
Wow.
sisters were furious with him.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's very complicated when it comes to dividing inheritance between a family or a property.
Yeah, usually the parents are supposed to do it beforehand. So they should have a will and they'll say, okay, if no one wants to buy the house, like they'll say one person should have a right to buy the house and then he should pay the other. Like if it's your brothers, you say one brother can buy the house, but he has to pay the other three. Or you just sell the house and you split the money. That's like the fair
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Um, it's complicated because, for example, I have three brothers, and I don't know if they would like to have the money of the house or perhaps just save the house, because
Historical, yeah, you've always lived there. I don't know if someone would like to live there though in the future. Do you want to live there, or you'll be like, no, I'm getting married. I
yeah,
want my modern apartment. And your parents might live there forever. You know how long your parents will live for, right?
yeah, we don't know that. But for example, my father is 63. He just turned, no, 62. He just turned 62. So I believe that he will live a little more,
A little more, 20 years
Not,
more, a little.
not,
does he have
not,
a, does he have a fat belly or is he thin?
no, he's okay. He's normal.
Okay, my father-in-law smokes and he's a big fat belly and does no exercise. Yeah, so he's going to die soon.
And
Yeah, he's 70. He just had a heart. He just had heart surgery, and he survived the heart surgery. Right, and the other guy who went to have the heart
he's
surgery
smoking all day
died.
long.
And yeah, then he comes. Yeah, that's the first thing he did. He came out and started smoking, and he's really angry. My father-in-law is really rude and angry. He bites people's heads off. He's rude with people, and he'll go, "Fight the man coup, no fall of me a video." He just
Uh,
explodes. No, he is crazy. He is
very
crazy person.
nervous.
Yeah,
Have
very. Yeah,
depression.
you say nervous. That doesn't make any sense to us in English. When you say nervoso, elimito nervoso. I was like, nervous means anxious in our country, anxious
Anxious.
and
Yeah,
nervous. But nervous in Brazil means
could be
angry.
angry now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. In Brazil, I said it means angry. That's what I say. It's like, because they keep on saying this person is nervoso. And I was like, yeah, you mean angry. And in my
Yeah,
father, they're not angry, they're
nervous
nervous.
could be
And I was like,
angry,
no.
could be anxious. He's nervous about something. He's worried.
Yeah, but we use it worried, but he's just angry. He just gets angry quickly. So he's
Nervous
crazy.
is for everything. It's
Yeah.
more general.
So he has a big fat belly. He doesn't exercise. He smokes.
Yeah.
He did the heart surgery, but now he has two other surgeries for aneurysms. He hasn't done those yet, and they can explode anytime, the aneurysm.
Wow.
But he doesn't listen to anyone. Mm. My dad did one. It was so funny. My dad did surgery for an aneurysm too, just recently, and they did it on TV. So my dad was recorded on TV. They recorded the surgery, and it's going to be on Irish television in a few months. And they interviewed my
Yeah.
dad afterwards as well.
Yeah. So, for example, I had a friend of mine that her grandfather used to smoke a lot, like all day long, like 2 packs of cigarettes every day. And
Yeah.
then he got a, how do you say, an AVC wouldn't
And
be
if
the,
see, yeah, put in for your heart, I guess.
yeah. And he got really bad, but he managed to recover from that. And the doctors spoke to him and tell him if he smoked any other cigarette, even if it was only one cigarette, he would die. And he just didn't care about. He smoked again. Started to smoke again all day long. And like a week after, he just died.
Oh my
So
God. Yeah, people are addicted. They
yeah, it's
can't stop.
complicated.
But like when people get the new livers, I think if you're an alcoholic, you shouldn't get a new liver. It's like, no, you deliberately destroyed your liver and then you get a new one. And they all those
Yeah,
alcoholics just go drinking again because like, I got a new liver. It's insane.
yeah, and also the liver, it's one of the organs that is able to recover himself very quickly.
Yeah. Well, that's probably the problem. But the problem is it should be a good thing, but it's not. because people abuse it. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just trying
because
to
of
see
the
it.
abuse. Yeah, that's right.
I'm just trying to look
What's
at
this
my mom.
street? It's like
This is
the
my
commercial center.
Yeah, this is my mom's hometown. This is the main shopping street, which is really small. I just wanted to see what it was like. So I don't remember if they've done it up since, like, I saw it was 2022. Yeah, they made it nicer because before this was a two-way street for cars, and now they made the footpaths really wide and they put some flowers there. Yeah, it looks kind of more modern.
Yeah,
And same at the top of the buildings.
it
This
looks nice. It
this
looks
brick
like another street
brickwork.
from here in São Paulo. From the it's called Bom Retiro, like I spoke to you. It's very near the region of the light, the Luz center,
Okay.
and then it's very famous for being more of a street for buying clothes, suits and dresses for weddings and
Oh, I remember seeing that place. Yeah, I think I passed by that. When we're going north, we have to leave Sao Paulo. We go north towards your direction. I see that wedding place. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I saw there was a bookshop. That's what caught my eye. I was like, wait, they have bookshops?
yeah,
I was
the
like,
bookshop.
because
Yeah,
I was about to say bookshops don't exist anymore. So it was kind of weird that I saw a bookshop.
yeah. It's very strange to see a bookshop. Even here in São Paulo, there's actually not so many bookshops. For example, it was very popular. A bookshop called I want to remember the name.
This is me. Yeah, there is big ones though in Sao Paulo. I can I know my wife said she really likes. Actually, I think it's a library more than a bookshop. Like it's full of people and people read in there and they relax in there. It must be the main big one. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
Cork.
can. This is the
That's
main.
in downtown.
This is the downtown of my city. So my city has 200,000 people. So it's
Wow,
funny.
that's nothing, man.
Yeah, I know. And the funny thing is, my town has 200,000 people, but it seems way more important than Indaiatuba. Indaiatuba has 250,000 people, but the main shopping street in Indaiatuba, this looks like a horrible little road. Well, look at the main. I was like, look at the difference. My city looks like the center belongs to a way bigger city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It's much
Um,
more developed.
Yeah. Well, but it was always like this, though. It was always like this from like even the 80s. I mean, it wasn't as nice as this, but like because they put more trees and they put different lights in, right? They're kind of new, but the basics part of the city was the same. But they used to have bookshops on the main street, but I don't know if the bookshops still exist. Oh no, gun stores. Yeah, but
Okay.
it's modern. It's modern. But the other streets offside this street are small.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's cold. It looks
it
cold and
it do looks
miserable.
nice. It looks like it's a street from London. The
Yeah, it
sky
can
very
do.
gray. Not too
But
much
yeah,
sun for the
the
people.
yeah, everyone's cold and miserable. That's why we run to the pub. That's when we go to the pubs because it's the only place where we can get out of our misery drinking beer. I'm trying to find if I can find the bookshop. I'm sure there was a bookshop on the main street called Waterstones. I was just seeing if it still exists. Oh, it does. Look, Waterstones still exists.
What are
Wow.
some?
Yeah, that's the main bookshop in the city.
Okay.
So yeah, but I used to go in there all the time to get books, and everything else closed down. I think yeah, to let that was a game shop, sold computer games, but I don't know if anyone
Mhm.
buys them anymore. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's too expensive and too cold to live in Cork,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
not convenient. So as I showed you, where I lived, it was in the suburbs. So
Yeah.
where I lived is around maybe 6 kilometers. Okay, but it might take you 30 minutes to get to the city center, maybe. But it feels far away. It's not convenient, we'll say. And there mightn't be parking in the city center either, because everyone
Even by
also
car.
maybe 25 because again everyone wants to go to the city center, so there'll be more cars going in that direction, and there's only like maybe one lane to go in. Some parts is two lane, then it's one lane because Cork is
Okay.
actually built on an island. It's an island,
Yeah.
so there
Yeah.
mightn't be space, and then there mightn't be parking sometimes, so it's annoying to get into the city center. So you might have to just get the bus. That's why people just stay in the suburb. I used to go get the bus sometimes, but it's fine other than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me see then. I didn't do any lessons.
There's no time for lessons now. You
No
already
time.
spoke too much, you know.
Okay, well, we could. Well, do you want to talk about something else then? Is there anything on your mind, or like,
Yeah, well, I was trying to learn Spanish, you know.
no? Okay, how are you starting? It's probably just
Well,
for you.
my
It should
my
be easier.
yeah, it is easy, you know. But when it comes to actually developing more conversations, more advanced conversations, it's a little bit harder, you know.
Of
So
course.
my mother gave me some books from 1992
Okay.
that was from a course that she made when she was like
Oh, does your mom speak Spanish or no?
yeah, she does. She speaks Spanish.
Oh, good. How about
She
English?
English she understands very well, but
Okay, good.
she
Okay.
doesn't understand. Uh, she doesn't spoke too much, and actually she went for to Germany when she was young, so
Oh,
she spoke
interesting. So,
a lot of German actually.
okay, that's interesting. So your mom actually speaks German. Okay, is your mom German too? I know you said your dad's German, but I didn't know if your mom was German.
Yeah, she is too. It's
That's
a
why I
mix of
suppose that's why you're
Italians
whiter.
and Germans, you know.
Okay. 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 But
But
your
I
surname Garuji is from your dad, or is it from your mom?
Yeah, it's from my dad's. So
Okay.
the Girardi name, I we believe that would be like these before the
Grazi.
my
Okay.
my
Yeah. Okay.
ancestors came from Brazil. So it would be pronounced like Girard,
Get it. Get
something
it.
like that.
Okay. Okay.
We believe that's something like that, but we're not sure, you know.
Okay.
And my mother actually went for Berlin after just the fall of the wall of
Oh,
Berlin. You know?
really? I did too. Maybe we're there in the same time. We were. I went
Oh
to
wow!
Poland just around the same time, and the Berlin Wall was just after coming down. So we got a. We could get the brick of the Berlin Wall. We could take it. We went right there.
Wow!
I was a kid. I was only what 8 years old, maybe when that happened. I don't even
Yeah,
remember
you were
very much.
very young.
Yeah.
Perhaps I believe my mother were already my age or a little bit older. You know, I don't
Okay.
know. But she actually went to some countries in Europe at that time. I believe she went to Belgium as well,
Mhm.
Germany. What would be the name for Czechoslovakia?
Yeah, yeah, that was the name back then, Czechoslovakia. Sure. Wow.
Oh
It would have been
yes,
very different back then because those countries would have been quite. Everywhere was poorer back then, I suppose.
yeah,
So it'd be really different to go to places when they're poor, less developed. Especially Czech Republic and those countries have been really poor. Berlin would have been wealthy if you're in the western part and poor in the eastern part, right?
oh yes, yes.
Okay, that's interesting that she went back then. Why did she go? Was it to study language?
I believe yes. I believe she went there just to learn the language. You know, she says that it was a very nice experience because uh, everything was not so expensive back then, and it was nice to enjoy, explore other places. It's a little bit different from now.
Of course, you
So
grew up in Brazil. It'd be very different. Yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting. Well, how about your mom's family then? Did she speak German when she was younger or no? No German.
no,
Or no?
no, actually not. I believe she went there just to study because of our lineage, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Your identity. No, that's normal.
but actually, we didn't had family members that spoke Italian. No,
Well,
Italian we had, but German not.
well, it
We
was
had,
forbidden. You're forgetting. If you go back to World War II, everything would because Brazil, Germany, and Italy were on the wrong side of the war. In Brazil, they forbid those things, right? So
oh
they
yes,
wanted to block German and Italian, and Palmeiras, the football team, had to change their name. They used to be
yeah, that's
Palestra
true.
Italia was the name of the football team. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I heard about this. But when it comes to other family members, we had people that actually spoke Italian, you know. I wish I had the chance to meet them so I could learn a little bit Italian, you
Well,
know.
it's really rare. I ask some of my students, like nowadays, but it's only the older students. So if I get a guy maybe at least 40, sometimes 50, they have some experience of their parents or their grandparents speaking Italian or German, but only in certain areas. So some guy in the very
Yeah.
interior of Sao Paulo, he told me he spoke Italian in his house. I was shocked as a
Oh,
kid. He
wow.
raised Italian, not
That's
Portuguese.
rare nowadays, you know.
Really rare. But this guy was
Really
probably
rare.
he was in his 50s, but he spoke, because of this, he spoke German and he spoke French and English. And in the South, in Rio Grande do Sul, there's certain areas that were very German that people would have learned German from their grandparents, you know. But
Yeah.
no one does